This is Saturday and we are going to have pork roast for supper. And I'm making 2 pork roasts because I'm going to get this thing out. I might as well cook a lot. So this will be enough meat for several meals. And I'm just seasoning it up with some of this garlic and herb seasoning. I'm going to put some paprika on it. I've got some dehydrated thyme that I got from my garden. And then I just went out and cut some fresh rosemary sprigs. Also going to add some garlic salt. And this was our supper for Saturday. You saw that I made some fried potatoes and onions. We had that while we were camping and it was so good, and so I was hungry for it again. So I made that. We had the pork roast, which was tender and delicious, and some canned green beans. So what I did was in the morning I put one of those pork roasts that I had cooked on Saturday in a crock pot and added some water and let them cook on low all day. It was basically just to tenderize it so that I could shred it and make pulled pork. And this day was the day we had the ladies' luncheon at church where I had made the grazing board. So for supper we had pulled pork sandwiches and leftovers from the grazing board. This night we had homemade French bread pizzas. I made half of them with dairy cheese and half with dairy-free cheese. And there was a lot. There was enough for everyone to have a good supper, lunches the next day, and I was actually able to put quite a bit of it in the freezer for lunches on a future date. And we again had canned green beans to go with it because I just think green beans goes really good with pizza. Tonight we are having what is called Korean beef. This is a recipe that Olivia introduced us to, and everybody really, really loves it. And so I'm starting off by frying up 2 pounds of ground chicken. You can use whatever, well, it's called Korean beef, so Normally you use hamburger, but I am using ground chicken. And I'm just going to go ahead and put the rest of this to music, and I will have the recipe in the description box below. And this is what it looks like when it's all done. At the very last finishing thing, you sprinkle some sesame seeds on top, and I served it over white basmati rice with a little bit of the chow mein noodles sprinkled on top, and then we had corn on the side. Ordinarily I would have broccoli or a stir-fry vegetable, but I didn't have any of those in my freezer, and we'd had green beans a couple of times already this week, so I opted for corn for the side. For Thursday we had homemade lasagna. Now I know this looks kind of like a mess, but that is because it was made with dairy-free cheese, and dairy-free cheese just kind of, sometimes it doesn't even melt and it will not brown up. I don't think I've ever seen a dairy-free cheese that actually browned in the oven. So yeah, it looks like a mess, but it tasted really, really good, and the family really, really liked it. Olivia has been asking for lasagna for, I would say, at least a couple of months, and it's not my favorite thing to cook. And so I finally, after she stayed home from camping and babysat the dog and the puppy and took care of all the animals, I figured she deserved some homemade lasagna for a reward for that and a big thank you for that. So I went ahead and made the lasagna for them, and we had a side salad and garlic bread to go with it. Now I opted to have a salad for supper on Thursday night. I had leftovers for lunch, which I don't usually do. I usually eat a salad for lunch, but I can't remember the circumstances. I think I just was really, really busy and didn't have time to make a salad that afternoon. So I went ahead and opted for a salad for supper on Thursday night. I just felt like having something light. I did not want heavy lasagna. I am making potato soup for supper tonight, and normally I use sausage, ground sausage. I didn't have any, so I just have some ground pork here that I'm frying up. It's almost completely fried up, and I'm just going to add some sage to it, and I'm going to add other spices that I always do anyway for my potato soup. I'm not going to measure. Going to dump some in. And I'm going to add a little bit of oil. There is some oil in this meat, but not a lot. It's pretty lean. About 3 tablespoons of olive oil and a splash of this chili infused oil. Kind of stuck to the bottom of the pan. And then you add about a cup of flour, which seems like a lot, but this is going to be a lot of soup. And you just kind of cook this till the soup, till the flour is cooked out, like the raw flour taste. And then I'm going to add some dehydrated onion. And this is all, none of the spices are measured. I just put in however much I want. So I got that. And I got some onion powder. I would also put garlic powder in, but my garlic powder is all gone. But I do have garlic salt, so I will omit my regular salt and just put some of this garlic salt in. And of course, you know, potatoes take a lot of salt. So there's that. And then I put some black pepper in, just a little bit. Then I'm going to put in just a little bit of red pepper flakes. Not many, just a few. I like things a little bit spicier, family not so much. And then I'm going to put some garlic in. I just have some of this minced garlic. Got it from Walmart. Quite a bit of garlic in. And then I'm going to add 3 cans of chicken broth. And I'm going to get all the yummy bits off the bottom. And you can see how it thickens pretty quickly. Then for the potatoes, I've got this bag of frozen diced potatoes that Olivia and I processed last year. If you guys remember the video where we gleaned the farmer's field. And these are just frozen. I got them straight out of the freezer. And then what you want to do is you want to add enough water to cover the potatoes. So that was about 4 cups of water. I think that's probably enough water. Maybe just a hair more. Maybe like another half a cup. There. And then the last thing I'm going to add to this right now are a couple of bay leaves. And then I'm just going to put the lid on this, bring it up to a boil, return it to a simmer, turn it down to, to a simmer, and then let it cook till the potatoes are nice and tender. And then I'll bring it back when we do the last step to this. It has been simmering for a while and the potatoes are nice and tender. So the last thing you want to do is pour in some half and half or heavy whipping cream or whatever you want, but I'm going to be doing this Ripple dairy-free half and half. And believe it or not, it really does make a difference to the richness and creaminess of it. And it doesn't take a whole lot. I think I put about a half a cup in total. And I always put it in like right towards the end. Just let it come back to a brief simmer and then shut the heat off. And then it is ready to eat. And here it is, all served up with a few oyster crackers on top. And you can do whatever you want with this potato soup. You can kind of make it what they call a loaded baked potato soup and add bacon bits and cheese and sour cream, whatever you want on top. But my family really prefers it just with a few crackers. Alright friends, I hope you've enjoyed this video of what we had for supper for a week. I hope it gave you some ideas, and if you enjoyed this type of video, let me know and I will try to do these more often. I hope you've been enjoying Vlogtober. I can't believe we're getting really close to the end already. And I've really been enjoying this month spent with my friends here on YouTube. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section below, and we'll talk to you all later. Bye-bye, friends.